Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's going on? Today is Sunday, June 15th, 2025, Father's Day. Yo, it's not easy for me to get on here and tell y'all my story, but I don't have nothing better to do. I've already done what I had to do today. Wake up, work out, eat me a nice meal, right? Story time, part one. And this is going to be part one for a long story, y'all. But I'm going to tell it. When I first met, or should I say, when I first fell in love with a demon, I don't know what to call it. Succubus, demon, um, whatever. Strange woman. I'm 32 now. I'm gonna walk y'all back when I was 26 or just turned 26. So y'all know, I don't come from, a home of money. I actually have a very bad childhood experience that actually, knowing what I know now, it led up to this, right? Anyway, I remember a time, man, when I was like 25, going on 26. I was living in a stay lodge. I was living in a stay lodge. I was working at this place called Sergeant Metal, man, where it was horrible work condition. I had to cut metal with a shark saw, and I decided to give the so-called dating app a try, and I wasn't in the best of living conditions, but I was happy. I was happy. And I was online and I met this young lady. No need to give out no names or none of that, right? But I remember we hit it off. We hit it off real early, started talking. I didn't even have a car at this point. I was walking back and forth to work. I never really had anyone in my life to basically be there for me, take me places. During my hard times, I always had to do it myself, and this go way back to my teenage years, or maybe earlier than that. I was definitely neglected, uh, since basically almost since birth, man. But y'all, that's a whole nother story. Topic at hand though. So I'm 25, 26. I'm online. I meet this lady. My type, lighter shade. Um, but she was cool, No color don't got nothing to do with it, but she was there. We talked for like 2, 3 months, and this lady said that she's in Atlanta, and again, y'all, during this time I wasn't in contact with my family because something happened to my little sister that I was not okay with. on things that happen. That's a whole nother story for another day. But I'm talking to this lady, for I want to say 2 3 months, right? Before I even saw her in person and met with her, we would video on the little WhatsApp thingy. And if I was 25, 26 at the time, she had to be 30, 31. And this is me, not knowing what I know now and looking into this stuff. But I was going to go into the military. I was going to go into the military. I was going to leave. And when I met this lady, we was talking about 2 months then, and she was just telling me, nah, why we don't do that, like, her brother, he drives trucks, and and basically, you should try to drive trucks or something. And, I never thought about that. I had a cousin, and I'm gonna get into it with him, later on down the line, and I never thought about driving trucks. And I said to myself, you know what? That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So y'all, let's fast forward a little bit, right? So I'm working, I'm grinding. Like I said, me and this girl, we talking every day. She's calling me. She's being very, very consistent. You know, she didn't know English that well. She was here on I guess a work visa. And like I say, y'all, keep in mind, I'm ignorant to a lot of this. I don't know nothing about this stuff. Um, and so, with all that being said, she was here on a work visa, and she's in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta right now. And I stay like literally 100 miles from Atlanta. That's where I'm from. I'm from South Carolina. That's not even really a 2 hour drive from me and where I'm from. But so meeting this girl, we talking every day on the phone. You know what I mean? She called me early morning when I'm walking to work. Sometimes I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to walk about 2 miles to work. I made decisions in my life that I have to accept and deal with it. You take accountability for how your life was. Um, the things you don't know, man, and the things you have to learn as you go on in this life. Especially if you didn't have people there to mold you and tell you these things. But mistakes is life. You learn from them, right? So I started to develop a trust with this person, right? And again, saying all the right things. You know what I mean? I'm opening up about my past experiences, you know, and what I've been through in life. I'm not really close to my folks like that. Um, knowing what I know now, y'all, that's a setup. Anytime, anytime you